Think about the last time you paid for something, a card, a phone, a number that moves from one account to another. Now forget all of that, because for most of human history, money did not look like anything you would recognize today. It looked like a shell, a small, smooth, shiny object pulled from the ocean, a cowrie shell, and it was used as money across Africa, Asia, and the Pacific for thousands of years. But why? Why would anyone accept a small ocean snail's home as payment for food, labor, or land? Before we answer that, we need to understand something about what money actually is. Money is not valuable because it is rare or beautiful. Money is valuable because everyone agrees it is valuable. That is it. That is the whole secret. A gold coin is valuable because people trust it. A paper bill is valuable because people trust it. And a cowrie shell is valuable because people trust it. The cowrie shell, specifically the species Monetaria moneta, was one of the most widely used forms of currency in history. It was small. It was light. It did not rot. It did not break easily. You could carry thousands of them in a small pouch. And here is the part that made it genius. Cowrie shells could not be faked. No ancient craftsman could carve a convincing cowrie out of stone or bone. The ocean was the mint. And the ocean only made one version. This made them deeply trustworthy in a world where trust was hard to build. In West Africa, cowries became so dominant that entire economies ran on them for centuries. Traders counted them in units. Markets priced goods in shells. Taxes were collected in shells. The kingdom of Dahomey, the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire, all used cowries as the backbone of trade. But cowries did not start in Africa. Their story begins in the Indian Ocean. The Maldive Islands, sitting in the middle of the Indian Ocean, were one of the largest natural sources of cowrie shells in the ancient world. Merchants from Arabia, India, and China sailed to the Maldives and left with ships full of shells. Those shells then traveled by camel caravan across the Sahara and into the heart of West Africa. A shell that began in the ocean ended up buying grain, cloth, and cattle thousands of miles inland. This is a supply chain, a global one, thousands of years before the word supply chain existed. But China tells a different story about cowries, an even older one. Oracle bones found in ancient China show cowrie shells being used in transactions as far back as 1200 BCE. They were so important that the Chinese character for money evolved directly from the shape of a cowrie shell. The shell did not just buy things, it shaped language itself. So why did shells eventually stop being used as money? The answer is the same reason all money eventually fails. Someone found a way to flood the supply. European traders arriving on the coast of Africa in the 16th and 17th centuries brought ships loaded with cowries harvested from the Maldives. They used those shells to buy enslaved people. The shells flooded local markets. Prices collapsed. Economies that had run on cowries for centuries broke apart. The cowrie's greatest strength, that it could not be easily faked, was defeated not by a better fake, but by sheer volume. This is a pattern that repeats throughout history. Gold worked until too much gold was mined. Paper worked until too much paper was printed. Money is only as good as the trust behind it, and trust is only as strong as the scarcity protecting it. The cowrie understood this before humans had words to explain it. Every morning when you tap your phone to pay for coffee, you are performing the same ancient act. You are trusting a system. You are agreeing, without thinking about it, that this object has value because everyone else agrees it does. The shell started that agreement. Thousands of years ago, on a beach somewhere, someone picked up a small, smooth object and said, this works. And that small agreement and that tiny shared trust changed the world.